I'm David Hazard, author, publishing consultant, and founding director of Ascent, an international prep school for authors. We help aspiring writers to develop their books from concept to finish. We develop cover designs and page designs, and we help authors launch their careers in publishing. Heidi, it is so good to have you here today to talk about your book, The Other Medicine That Really Works. What inspired you to write this book?
Well, I was inspired by the people that I work with, my clients in my healing practice. They come to me in physical pain, emotional pain, repetitive negative thoughts, spiritual crises, and they have sought help through conventional channels, and they've been told there's nothing wrong with them, there's nothing that can be done with them, or they're given medication that doesn't help or actually makes them feel worse, and they feel hopeless and don't know where to turn. I can only help a few of those people a day. So by writing a book, I can reach many more people and help many more.
Well, the fact that clients come to you who have not found help through conventional medicine must be difficult for you in one sense, because you were a highly trained nurse before you began your healing practice, your private healing practice. I'm wondering if you could tell us briefly, what is your book about?
It's about restoring lost knowledge of energy medicine to the Western culture. It weaves together information from ancient cultures, scientific studies, and true life stories of healing from my life and from my clients. And I bring that perspective of being a Western medical professional as well as an energy medicine professional. And it contains everything that you need to know to understand the causes of physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health issues, and the key to healing them in a way that goes beyond symptom elimination into growth and transformation.
Well, you know, I found that as I was coaching you through developing the book, I got a tremendous education in how initially we had an understanding of energy medicine in this country. Early on in American history, healers were definitely into homeopathic medicines, and that around the beginning of this century, a lot of information was lost to us as everyday people. And so I found myself getting tremendously educated by the work that you did, and you took great pains to walk us through an understanding of how energy medicine works. So I want to thank you for the great education you gave me as I was coaching you.
You're welcome.
I'd like to ask you, did you make any interesting or unusual discoveries in the process of writing this book?
Well, writing the book, I had a series of aha moments where I would be doing research and it would validate an experience that I had decades ago. Or I'd be doing research and then a day later it would be perfectly illustrated in my life. And I can give you an example. I was studying this concept in physics where in a closed system of two or more individuals, the energy of the system will synchronize to the most stable. And around that time, we were adopting our second dog, Stanley, who was very stable and calm, as opposed to our first dog, Lexi, who was very high-strung and unstable. And I noticed when I put them together that she would get calm like him. But when I physically connected them with a dog couplet collar, the synchronization was dramatic. I mean, her mannerisms, the way she held her tail, everything was just like him. And this was exactly what I had just read in my research, that when you physically connect, that synchronization is more pronounced. And that's what happens when I'm working with a client. I physically connected to them by having my hands on them. And so their energy will synchronize to my more balanced, stable energy. And that's just one example of an aha moment. There were so many of them. And I think these moments come out of intention. Once I set intention that I wanted to write a book to help others, these experiences just started happening.
You started encountering interesting
serendipity, coincidences.
Yeah. You know, and I think, you know, the everyday person, we're unconscious to the fact of the way that energy in situations affects us. I mean, you can think about walking into a situation of high energy and suddenly you feel more up. You walk into a situation where everybody's agitated or angry, and you pick up that. We talk about the vibe, and I think we think of it at a cerebral level, but it's very real.
Yes.
It's very real to walk into a situation and pick up the energy of a room.
Yes.
In my 34 years, almost 35 years of coaching writers, I have witnessed many times that the process of writing a book can do something to change the writer. Did you experience anything like that while you were working on The Other Medicine That Really Works?
Absolutely. I feel like it profoundly changed me. It was an amazing integrative experience where experiences and knowledge that I've had throughout my whole life, coupled with the research that I was doing, just all came together and the gaps were closed. I was writing about the healing experience, through the healing experience, and experiencing healing myself all at the same time. My awareness was increasing, my level of self-acceptance was increasing, trust, and my state of surrender. It was a holistic experience.
Wonderful. I find over and over again that people have that sort of integrative experience when they're writing a book, and clearly that happened for you. Heidi, if there was one thing that you could leave your readers with, what would that be?
Well, I believe that knowledge is empowering, and I think that once people learn how their whole body really works, how interconnected we are within, and how connected we are with everything and everyone, how the healing process works, how to initiate it in their lives, and how to use everyday energy medicine practices that they can use right now, they will feel empowered and hopeful. I'm already hearing from readers who are having a transformative experience just by reading the book. And that's how it was designed, to be a healing experience, just to read it.
Excellent. Well, I'll tell you, working on this book, The Other Medicine That Really Works, it was such an eye-opener for me, such an education. The idea that our thoughts have an energy, that our habits can keep us stuck in certain places where we're not healthy, and that by learning how to transform our thinking, our behavior, and certainly to access the help of energy workers, energy healers like yourself, how important that can be to developing great physical, mental, and emotional health. I have to say it was a transforming experience for me to work with you. So thank you for this book, and thank you for being here today.
Well, it was excellent to hear that, David. Thank you.
I've been talking today with Heidi Dupree, author of The Other Medicine That Really Works, How Energy Medicine Can Help You Heal in Body, Mind, and Spirit. You can find Heidi on the web at HeidiDupree.com. My name is David Hazard, founding director of Ascent, an international prep school for authors. If you have need of author mentoring services, product design services, or marketing and launch services, you can find us on the web at www.itsyourlifebethere.com.